Good morning, everybody. Core exercise time with Inner Sun Integrative Wellness. Today I have 3 beginner core exercises that you can get started now. Add it to your routine, or if you don't have a routine, that's okay. Because the abdominal muscles, or core as they call it, it covers your hip flexors, abdominals, low back muscles. The core is a whole lot more than just your abdominals, but they are very functional muscles to train. They're going to add value to your everyday life and quality. They're going to help you squat better, pick things up better without injuring yourself. They're also going to make, if you do have a strength training routine, all of them much better. If you're going to squat better, you're going to do push-ups better because you use your core in just about all of those exercises. It's one of the most avoided muscle groups and areas to train because it can be uncomfortable. But I'm going to show you 3 basic beginner core exercises that aren't going to torture you too much, and they're going to feel good, and they're going to be pretty easy to get right into. So let's get started. First, the pillow crunch or a block crunch. If you've got a yoga block, okay, great. Not everybody's got one. You can use a pillow. I know just about everybody's got one of these. So we'll use the pillow. I'll go ahead and show you the movement. It's very basic. You want to lay flat on your back, get a little bit of a curl on your tailbone going to flatten out your lumbar spine. You don't want to arch in your back to where your back is feeling like it's bowing like this. You want to flatten it out by curling up your tailbone. It just encourages much better posture. Get that pillow or block right between your thighs. Hands behind your head. Keep your elbows flared out to the side. You don't want to tuck them in too much like this because you want to be driving the movement with your shoulders more. That's what the first contraction looks like. You always want to exhale on the contraction. Inhale. Exhale, crunch it together. Release. Exhale. Now, while doing this exercise, your legs might want to bend forward, or your knees might want to kind of lose that tightness. But the goal throughout this exercise is to keep your legs squeezed together, keep that pillow tight, keep your heels together, your feet together, because that's helping activate your lower abdominal muscles. That way, you're getting a full core workout from top to bottom, which is very important. Because it can be very easy to power through an exercise without really getting that controlled time under tension, which is going to basically give you the goal that you're looking for, which is basically going to work your muscles harder and get you more results. So that's what we want. You don't want to cheat these. You want to go for 15 to 25 repetitions on this. Use 1 minute to 2 minutes rest in between, or even 30 seconds if you feel like you're fully recovered. Abdominals don't really take that long to recover. And you want to go for at least 3 sets of these with the rest in between. That number of sets can seem uncomfortable, but it's really going to help push you past your plateau and get you stronger. It's very common to just want to do 1 or 2 sets and then give up, but 3 sets at least will get you the results. Once you're able to do 3 sets to 5 sets even, of 25 pretty easily, it's good to go ahead and add a little bit of a progression by holding it at the top position for 1 second. This is going to be really hard even though it looks simple. Then release. Once you can do 25 of these with the second hold, you guessed it, do a 2-second hold. 1, 2, and done. And these are really going to get your abdominals strong if you work on these. So, super simple. Block crunch, pillow crunch, whatever you want to call it. Number 2. Now this is one of my favorites. It's a gymnastics favorite. It's amazing for encouraging posture as well and keeping a flat lumbar spine with that interior pelvic tilt. And it carries through your day-to-day life because a lot of people bow or slouch. We sit too much. So practicing this exercise is just going to encourage good posture throughout your entire day, which is going to make your spine happier. Your spine is directly connected to your brain. It's going to make your brain happier. We all want some of that and can use a little bit more of that. I do. Anyway, the hollow body hold. It's a great one, and it's one to get good at and comfortable with, especially at the beginning of your exercise journey. It's going to add a lot of value to the rest of your exercises and your day-to-day life. So the hollow body hold looks like this. Shoulders are off the ground, feet are together squeezed, about 6 to 12 inches off the ground. Tailbone is tucked in. Remember, we don't want to bowed back, just like the pillow crunches. We want a flat back. So think about curling your tailbone upward. Get your shoulders off the ground. And we're breathing and squeezing. This is called an isometric hold. We're just holding and breathing, holding and breathing until you get to about 80 to 90% of your max effort. When you feel like you're just about to lose it, you can let it down. You don't have to go to full failure on these. Sometimes it's nice to go to full failure on the very last set, but save your energy so that you can get through the rest of the sets with more quality. You don't want to, if you burn yourself out in the first set, then the subsequent sets after that are not going to be very quality. So, just like that, remember. And as a regression, if these are a little bit difficult for you, or you can't really hold it very long, get your hands up to the side. Remember, shoulders off the ground, tailbone tucked in. Breathe and squeeze. Breathe and squeeze. Now you can also use that regression as a little bit of a drop set of a burn. A drop set means doing a slightly regressed version of an exercise immediately after the harder version of the exercise to get you just a little bit more sugar on top, or should I say stevia, because we're on the health and fitness journey. But basically just to torch your core a little bit more, especially if the normal hollow body holds are starting to get really easy for you. You can hold this one until you get to about maximum effort, and then boom, lock yourself into the regress version for just a little bit longer, and then whoo, bam. And just like with the pillow crunches, or most exercises actually, you want to work 3 to 5 sets of these. Go for at least 3 sets. Get 30 seconds to 2 minutes if you need, rest in between, so that way you can go with more quality. If you don't really rest much, the next couple of sets, when it comes to strength training, sets are rest in between sets are really, really important, because you want quality. If you go right back into another strength exercise without any rest, the quality is really going to suffer, the form's going to suffer, and the total volume of time under tension throughout your 3 to 5 sets is going to be pretty low, and it's going to be very low quality, and we don't want that. So practice those throughout your routine. You're going to love them, and they're going to add a lot of value to all your other exercises. You're going to feel those working in your life. I promise you. So number 3, a really easy one. There's 2 variations of it. Some people call them leg raises. Some people call them flutter kicks. Call them whatever you like. Hands, they can be under your bum here, your bottom, or they can be out to your side for a little bit of leverage. When you're new at strength training or good posture, sometimes hands under your bottom is a little bit easier. They're basically called leg raises, and you want to start with your feet about 6 inches to 12 inches off the ground, basically in a way to where you feel like your back is flat, your lumbar spine is flattened out against the ground, not bowed. Same thing with the other 2 core exercises. So start in that tight position, tailbone is tucked in, and we're basically just lifting until your feet are fully vertical in the air. Come back to about 12 inches off the ground. Lifting. These look easy, they're pretty difficult. Same thing, we're going for 15 to 25 repetitions. We want slow and controlled movements in all of these. Quality time under tension. We don't want to turbo through these. Careful. Good. And the other variation of these are the alternating leg raises, or some people call them flutter kicks. Nice and simple. It just basically gives you a little bit more isolation in each side. Just alternate them every couple of weeks or however you feel. It doesn't make a huge difference. 15 to 25 of those as well. Now, you can start by doing these core exercises. I'd say if you're a newbie, 2 to 3 times a week. Just choose one of them at first, but you want that consistency. 2 to 3 times a week is going to make a big difference. Consistency is king with strength training, and you want at least 3 sets of each in those time, because otherwise you're really not going to feel enough stimulus to get your muscles to grow. So 3 days a week, 2 days a week, one of those exercises. Once that gets comfortable, try 2, then do 3 of them. At it at the tail end of your already formed exercise program if you have one. Because whether you're doing squats, running, push-ups, you're already using those abdominal muscles. So core exercises are great to add at the very end of your other training program. That way that you can basically isolate those muscles a little bit more and get a little bit more time and attention with them. So if you're not doing a strength training program already or any other kind of exercise, that's okay, because core exercises are some of the best to start with now when you're a beginner, because they're going to encourage good posture, they're going to support your back. That's a big point right there to understand that abdominal muscles and your low back muscles are supposed to work hand in hand to each other, and most people don't have a developed core, and that's why back injuries are so common, because we're supposed to have those muscles strengthened to support each other through our life. When we're squatting, lifting, bending, getting up or whatnot, people are slouching too much, and just having a little bit of extra contraction there will help support your back 100,000%. And nobody wants to hurt themselves. We want to live a quality, happy life, and just adding these exercises to your life a few days a week is going to really help do that. So, as always, thanks for joining us at Inner Sun Integrative Wellness. Try these out, give me some feedback, subscribe to our channel please, it helps us a ton, give us a like. We'll be back with more exercises soon. Take care, namaste, peace.